The Great Golf Caper. In the quiet town of Willowbrook, there wasn't much excitement. It was a place where nothing happened, except golf. Golf was the town's obsession. Every Saturday, the Willowbrook Golf Club was packed with serious golfers in plaid pants, sipping lemonade and whispering about backswings. But none of the kids in town cared about golf. At least, not until that day. Meet Toby. Toby was a 14-year-old prankster who thought golf was as exciting as watching paint dry, slow, boring, and no explosions. But his best friend, Max, had a different opinion. Max had been dragged to golf lessons by his dad for years and secretly had a pretty good swing. He just wasn't about to admit it, especially to Toby. One sunny Saturday morning, the two were lounging by the golf course, munching on chips and sipping soda, when Toby's eyes lit up with mischief. "You know what this place needs? Some action. And I know just how to give it a little zing." Max's eyebrows shot up. "Oh no, not again. Last time you said that, the bakery exploded with dough." "Exactly," Toby said with a grin. "And it was delicious." Max groaned, but Toby was already hatching his plan. He stood up and pointed to the golf course. "I present to you, Operation Hole-in-Fun." The plan was simple. Well, not really, but Toby said it was simple. They would sneak onto the golf course during the biggest tournament of the year and make things interesting. Toby had smuggled in a backpack filled with essential prank supplies, remote-controlled golf balls, a portable speaker for sound effects, and, most importantly, an old whoopee cushion. Their first target? Mr. Jenkins, the grumpiest golfer in Willowbrook. He was known for his terrible temper whenever his game went off track. Toby and Max waited for the perfect moment. Mr. Jenkins lined up his shot, concentrating as if his life depended on it. Just as he swung, Toby hit a button on the remote, and his golf ball made a sharp beep 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 like a reversing truck. The ball wobbled in the air and landed in a sand trap. Jenkins' face turned as red as a tomato, and he waved his club around like a madman. "Who's responsible for this?" he hollered. Toby and Max ducked behind a bush, barely stifling their laughter. Next up was Mrs. Featherbottom, a sweet old lady who never missed a tournament. But Toby had different plans for her. He slipped the remote-controlled ball onto the green just as she was about to make her putt. Mrs. Featherbottom eyed the hole, then tapped the ball with perfect precision. It started rolling toward the hole, only for Toby to steer it with the remote right around the edge of the cup and back toward her. She blinked, confused, then hit it again. And again, Toby made sure it narrowly avoided the hole. By the fourth attempt, she was mumbling something about ghosts in the grass. Toby and Max were practically rolling on the ground in stitches. But things took an unexpected turn when they accidentally activated the speaker too soon. A loud whoopee sound echoed across the course just as Mayor Thompson was giving a speech about the tournament's long-standing tradition of sportsmanship. The entire crowd turned their heads, staring at the mayor, who was now as flustered as a squirrel caught in a windstorm. That's when Toby realized they'd gone too far. The club officials were searching the course for the pranksters, and Max's face was pale as he hissed, "Toby, we're toast if we don't get out of here." But there was one last problem. Toby had dropped the remote. Somewhere near the ninth hole, hidden in the rough, was their only way to stop the chaos. Cue the chase. Toby and Max sprinted through the course, dodging golf carts, irate golfers, and the occasional flying golf ball. They zigzagged past a water hazard, tripped over a rake in a sand trap, and just when they thought they were in the clear, splat! Toby's face planted right into a pie from the refreshment stand. Turns out, Mr. Jenkins wasn't the only one who could get revenge. Finally, they found the remote, buried under a pile of leaves, just as the course marshal rounded the corner. In a moment of sheer panic, Toby hit every button on the remote. Balls all over the course started bouncing, zipping, and spinning in wild directions. Golfers yelled, carts tipped over, and the speaker blared the sound of a fart symphony. It was pandemonium. As the chaos unfolded, Toby and Max managed to slip away, leaving the tournament in complete disarray. They collapsed behind a tree, gasping for breath and trying not to laugh too loud. "You know," Max said, wiping tears from his eyes, "you might be the worst golfer in history, but you're definitely the best at making golf entertaining." Toby grinned. "Hey, somebody had to spice things up around here." And as the golf course descended into utter madness, Toby made a solemn vow: next year, he'd figure out how to add fireworks to the mix. The end.